This is Villa View. Coming up, Villa look to banish their Wembley Blues, O'Neill looks for 4th place, and can Villa defeat the Toffees? Hello and welcome to Villa View. I'm Paul Bradley. I'm joined today by Andy Walker. Hi Andy.
Hi Paul.
Matt Kendrick can't join us today as he's taking a well-earned break, but we're still going to talk about the defeat at Wembley. We were both there, Andy. Just how much of a nightmare was it for Villa?
It's a massive blow, really, because although the chase for 4th place is still on, it's still essentially all about silverware. And the fact that Villa have gone a 14th straight season without opening up that trophy cabinet is a big blow for a club the size of Villa. Certainly also under the ambitious regime of Martin O'Neill, the fact that they're yet to pick up a trophy is something of a disappointment for both the club and its fans.
And O'Neill really feels that the referees have had too much to play in both these Wembley games, doesn't he?
It does, yeah, and he's got reason to moan. I mean, certainly the incident between John Obi Mikel and Gabby Agbonlahor was a penalty. And then obviously in the second half, that horrendous tackle by John Terry on James Milner, in my opinion, warranted a red card, and also in Martin O'Neill's opinion. But then again, Chelsea were there for the taking on Saturday. They were off colour. I mean, even Didier Drogba, who went on to score the decisive opener, he looked pretty much out the game in the first half. He really didn't fancy, he didn't seem in a mood for it. And Villa, I mean, only really managed to create one shot on target. Besides that, I mean, the only chance you can remember is a John Carew header just going wide and a James Milner shot from 20 yards which went wide. I mean, you can moan about these refereeing injustices till you're blue in the face, but unless you create the chances, you can't really expect to be beating teams like Chelsea.
Thanks for that, Andy. Well, we caught up with the Villa manager ahead of the Everton game on Wednesday night, and here are his thoughts.
I think that you just have to get on with it. You can't bring things back, and it's gone. And so the players are very upbeat, naturally disappointed, but you have to get over it. We've given each of these competitions domestically this season due care and attention. In fact, we've given it everything we've got. Everything. We've contested a Carling Cup final. We've been in the semi-final. You mentioned our experiences at Wembley have been rather unfortunate, but it wouldn't stop you from wanting to go back again next season. But there's plenty of motivation about the team. We've been since the league since there's been a proper league table put up after 3 or 4 games this season, we've never been out of the top 7, and we've continued to push there. And while there's life, there's still hope.
Well, those are the views from the Villa dressing room and Martin O'Neill. Now it's time for some of your questions. The first one we've had in is about James Milner, and it's from Chloe from Birmingham. And she says she's heard rumours that Milner's going to be going to Manchester United. Just how true is that?
Well, this was a rumour that was doing the rounds in light of these rumours when O'Neill was supposedly walked out. And I know several outlets were saying this was the major reason. The fact is that there's bound to be interest in Villa's top stars at the moment. It's obvious because Villa have done well. They've had a good season. They've got some of England's brightest talent amongst their ranks. But I think that there's still a long way to go. In terms of the World Cup this summer, teams have still got this season to concentrate on. So Man U may well be looking at James Milner. We don't know that for definite. But the fact, that a move is imminent certainly isn't on the cards. And, given rumours of Manchester United's financial constraints, it'd be argued whether they could actually afford what Villa would want for James Milner.
Sure. We've also had another question in from Ben from Redditch, who's been having a look at the league tables and listening to some of O'Neill's comments, and he still thinks that the race for 4th place is still alive, just like Martin O'Neill does. Just let us talk about that for a minute, Andy. Just how possible is it for Villa to get that 4th now?
Well, Ben's made a very good point there, actually, because as we alluded to earlier on, there is a lot of doom and gloom after those 2 Wembley failures. But if you look at the fixture running between the teams that are left in that race for 4th spot, Villa have actually got a half-decent chance. I mean, I think Liverpool's draw with Fulham pretty much puts them out of the race now. I mean, they've slipped away. They needed to win that. And if you look at the rest of the teams left in it, Spurs, Man City and Liverpool, basically, Liverpool aside, I said there, they've got Chelsea left to come up. Obviously, that's their biggest game season. But look at Spurs and Man City in particular. I mean, they've both got Manchester United, Arsenal, Spurs have got Chelsea to come up as well. Man City have got Villa as well to play, so there's going to be points dropped there from one side. Where Villa's running, I mean, they've got obviously Everton, as we talked about tonight. They've got Portsmouth on Sunday, who, no doubt Portsmouth are going to be 110% focused on the FA Cup final. Hull, Birmingham City, which could go one way, Man City, and then I finish with Blackburn. So if you look at that running, it's certainly one of the easiest out of the teams in that race for fourth spot. So I think Villa fans should remain hopeful.
Thanks for that, Andy. And thank you for watching. We'll be back again next week as we see how Martin O'Neill's men get on with their quest for fourth place. And we'll see you then.